Native Americans who work in both traditional and new media. It's called Transformer: Native Art in Light and Sound. The works of 10 artists are on display. Now here with us to take a look at this exhibit is the co-curator Kathleen Ash Milby. Welcome.
Hi.
So this is really fascinating. You know, talk to me about this Transformer: Native Art in Light and Sound. What are we likely to see when we walk through it?
Sure. This exhibition is really focused on Native artists who are using unexpected media to express ideas about tradition. So specifically artists who use electronic-based technology. So we'll see video works, projections, sound installations, there's a neon sculpture. So a lot of things that maybe people don't really associate with Native American art or Native people.
Why is that? Why are they not associating all this technology that's available to a lot of people with Native American art, Native American traditions?
I think that a lot of people still think about Native culture as being part of the past and not part of the present. And as a curator of contemporary art at the National Museum of the American Indian, one of the exciting things I do is shake people up and their expectations by showing them this really exciting work that our artists are doing today.
It's not just a visual thing, right? Because you can walk through it, and it's a little sensory as well. Can you explain the sensory element of it?
Sure. Well, what's interesting about the work that we chose for this exhibition is that many of the pieces are what I would call immersive installations. So they're in separate rooms, and when you walk into these rooms, it's almost as if you're walking into an environment created by the artist.
It's fascinating. This is what we're showing right now. I mean, what's this box over here? This is...
Okay, so this is a work by an artist who's Kwakwaka'wakw from British Columbia named Marianne Nicholson. And this is a work called The Harbinger of Disaster. And she's created basically a glass box that's etched with these images, and there's a light within the box that rises and falls, and it projects these images on the walls of the gallery. So in a sense, when you walk into this space, it's almost as if you are inside that box, seeing those images rise and fall.
Fascinating. And you have something called a manifest teepee. What is that?
Yes. Well, right now through March 25th, we have a temporary installation which is associated programming with Transformer. It's in a separate space in the building. It's on the ground floor of the pavilion. It's a installation work by an art collective from Canada. The collective is called Etwe.
Etwe?
Etwe.
Oh.
And they're all First Nations Canadian artists. And it's a series of plexiglass teepees that are illuminated with different color changing lights. There's also a video projection with sound that is going simultaneously while the lights are changing. It's a really fun installation.
Are they big? Can you walk in the teepee, or
No.
is it just sort of the outside?
Yeah, you're on the outside. There's no doorway, but they have created a enclosure in a way, sort of a circle of teepees, and they're really trying to create a space for people to come and have a dialogue. You know, they're attracting you with an image that might be familiar. A lot of people recognize the shape of a teepee and associate that with Indigenous people, but they're using that to bring you in and to show you something that you're not expecting, and to create a environment for dialogue and conversation.
Which is what we need right now. So I understand in May there may be something happening for children.
Yes, we are opening a new center. It's called the Imaginations Activity Center, which is going to be a space specifically for children. It's really geared towards middle school age children to learn about science and technology from an indigenous perspective.
So when we learn about it from an indigenous perspective, what does that mean? What's different about learning about science, technology from any other perspective?
Well, this is really focusing on innovation and technology that has its roots in the Americas. So
fascinating,
yes.
Because that people don't often associate with the Americas.
Right, right. So the Maya Codex, you know, it's a way to learn about a completely different understanding of math. They are based, that math system is based on a factor of 20 instead of 10 like ours. They were one of 3 cultures in the world that invented that discovered the concept of zero. So there are a lot of things about science that have their roots in the Americas that people don't even have a clue about. So we're hoping that, like, by targeting these middle school age kids, that we can really open their eyes in an age when they're very receptive to thinking about the world in different ways.
Fascinating, because again, there's so much happening in science that has its roots right here in the Americas. Thank you so much, Kathleen Ash Milby. Thank you.